All right, welcome everybody. Hopefully you guys can hear the sound. We got very special guests tonight. Couple of guests. Actually, the whole house. The whole Hill house. Can you guys hear me? All right, Lance says, Paul in the house. All right, welcome everybody. Got lots of people joining. We got Stephen Munson in the house. Hold on, let me unmute you guys. Hold on. Just wanted to welcome everybody. Kelvin, Lance, Lyle, Maker, Melissa, Milton, Nicole, Paula Barroso, Richard, Joetta, Ray. Hold on. Man, you guys having too much fun in that Hill house. Never got invitation. Oh man, too much fun. Well, first of all, I'm really happy to see Paula. You know, I don't want to say alive, but I want to say back to semi the same condition I saw him like before the hospital, right? So I don't know, some of you guys aware, some of you guys not aware. He went through a very serious surgery. So thanks God, thanks for all the prayers. He is back in action. So lots of new people. I bet lots of people came because of Paul's email. So they're probably on his team. So without further ado, there's lots of updates. I don't know if you guys watched the live just now that Steven was doing with everybody in the house. Lots of cool stuff is happening. Lots of new things are happening. There's a contest going on. There's a extended discount window for going all in, and in my book, like I always go all in, right? And every single opportunity, every single program that resonates with me, I always go all in. I don't dabble. And same thing goes for every single leader that you see on the leaderboards. And but I think I want to pass the microphone to those guys because they've been online. I don't know, Steven, like how many hours are you like on the computer, like doing lives? Probably like 24/7. So I'm
working relentlessly, and it's fun because the first time I remember it was just over a month ago now. Paulo, I walked into the gym right down the road. I'm kind of like, I really want to get my health back, because I was living in Bangkok for a year and a half, and it was extremely hard to live in the city there. I don't know if anyone's been there, but it's a very dense, busy city. So the normal things that we take for granted, like driving down the road to the gym or like hanging out with friends, it's not the same environment. I was there for a year and a half, and I was working so hard and I was getting nowhere that I started to kind of stress and struggle. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but as I was stressing and I was struggling, I was neglecting things that are important in my life, like meditating 15 minutes a day. Cause I'm like, I don't have any time to meditate because I'm too stressed, or just working out for 10 minutes a day. And I remember 1 month ago, Paulo says, hey, you got a few minutes to connect with Alex? And I was like, yes, right now. I walked out and I had just walked into the gym. So I walked out immediately. And that one thing that was the most important to me at that moment was working out, because I knew there was an opportunity here for my dream to come true. I knew it. I know Alex. I know who you are. I know your wife, Anna. I know what you guys have the ability to do for this movement. So I didn't even waste a second. I drove right over to the office. I got there and I sat there. And it was cool because, Alex, you asked me like 25, 30 questions in 25 to 30 minutes. He was very proficient, very detailed. And he said, don't worry, this is the only time I'm going to have to ask you all these questions. And sure enough, after the call, we hung up, and within a matter of I went back to the gym real quick. By the time I got home, I was seeing all these new names rolling in, and all of a sudden, all these new people you were welcoming all in. And that to me was like, Alex is the kind of person that I want to surround myself with. Somebody that has a vision, that takes action and makes it happen. And I don't mind 100 questions or whatever it is, right? It wasn't that many, but it was just fun because I knew he was serious. If he doesn't ask me a couple good questions, he probably doesn't care, and he doesn't want to do his research or due diligence. And so I was inviting that because we had worked so hard on this that I knew that we had the answers to those questions. Not that we had everything perfect or everything figured out, but I knew the vision. I knew that we had a strong foundation. I knew we had great developers and designers. I knew we had all the merchants handled. I knew we had all the payouts handled. I knew we had the products handled, and we had a tremendous amount of value on the back end. I knew that we had the community in place that would support big leaders like Alex and many others who are watching this, like Paulo. So when you plug in people to a business, you need support. You don't have time to support everybody. I knew the community was super powerful, that someone like Alex or someone watching this could just you could plug in your team. And then you as a leader wouldn't have to babysit everybody. You wouldn't have to answer all the questions. We had a powerful support group and with our staff, our hospitality team with Polly and others that were able to support everybody. So when he was asking all those questions, it felt good because we had all the answers to them. And then the next
that's a very good point, man. That's absolutely a great point. I'm gonna interrupt you for 1 second.
Yeah.
Because like any like, okay, so there's been lots of things going on in the scene for the last couple of years, right? Yeah. So when I'm kind of like gonna backtrack the story prior to your conversation, because we usually touch base with Paulo like a couple of times a week, and when he mentioned your name, because I knew you back like how many years, brother? Now like 6 years.
Yeah,
6 years. And I'm like, okay. So how come I never heard about what Steven is doing? Because we haven't spoken in a while, right? We haven't touched base in a while. And then Paula told me, like, go check out this link, right? Watch the video. And when I watched the video, the 2-minute video, whatever, however short the video was, it really resonated with like, I'm like, this is really different. This is like such a fresh message for the marketplace. And I know there's lots of people out there looking for a home, looking for a house, like a hill house, right? And then I basically jumped on opportunity to speak to you. And I had my questions, kind of like jotted down all my questions that I needed to ask you. And I really appreciate the fact that you find the time. You always find the time to answer those questions. When people are serious, they want to have those answers. So I'm really happy that you had handled every single item in my book. And also your technical team that you have is absolutely outstanding, because like I asked about tracking, you guys took care of it like the next week, right? Within a matter of a couple of days. So you got tracking, you got customer support. Paul is doing awesome job of welcoming new members. You pay on time, very important, right? In the affiliate marketing space, to be paid on time for efforts. So we know that when we bring people on board, they're gonna get paid if they do the work, right? So very important. And and plus you got lots of stuff that's happening. I don't know what you want to reveal tonight, the new stuff that's coming, but that's what I'm excited about, man. So back to you.
Yeah, it was a fresh breath of air, because I like talking to world-class marketers. You know why? They've been around the block before. And the reason we made this company was because of the disappointment that I personally experienced when I had my first level of success. And I don't talk about this all the time, but in 2012, before anyone even knew who I was, Paul and we became leaders of a company. It doesn't matter the name of the company, but we became leaders, like the top 30 people. And we were flying around the world with them. They were flying us to awesome places, and we were part of the inside group. And we went to every meeting, and we spent every single dollar we had to go to the meetings. We showed up at every single meeting. And at the end, you could tell like something was different, right? There was a change going on, but we were embracing the change. We were open-minded to it, but something felt weird. And I remember we basically just started running out of money. And they were like, well, it's going to happen soon. It's going to happen soon. We're like, we got big team here. Like, why aren't we getting paid? And one of those things, you were a little frustrated, but we didn't go to this one event. And at that one event, they basically changed the whole genealogy. And we're like, dude, really? Like, you did that to us? We were on the inside with you. And I remember my dad was like, see, I told you, I go, it's not always like that. And I was so disappointed. It brings tears to my eyes because you know why? My girlfriend at the time, she was like, "You're an idiot." And I was like, no, this is real. Like this industry is real. Like this is what I want to do is real. And then I had to start over. And that time in 2012 was the hardest time that I don't talk about very often because it happened again in 2014 when I went, because then I had to go start over. I had to go sweep floors. I had no money. I was sweeping floors for $12 an hour in Hawaii and like just trying to figure out a way. And I found a weekly rental. And then I started to get some momentum. I got up to $40,000, $50,000 of income. I made a couple connections. And then, you know, I got to a six-figure earner. And then boom, this company did literally the same identical thing. But at that point, I had 5,000 people. I had personally brought in 200 people within the first 24 hours. The number one earner was two below me, and I was earning off all these people. And I was like, wait, what? We lost our whole. So out of disappointment, I said, we've got to do something real that will last, that people can resonate with, that has a transformation in their life, that adds real value. I didn't know, though, it was going to take me 5 years to do it. I thought when I had the idea right originally in 2014, I could do it in 1 year, and I spent all my money and I lost everything trying to get to this point. But I'm grateful that Paulo, you know, introduced you, Alex, and that you've turned around and introduced it. And those of you who are here watching this, you know, I'm just like you. If you're looking for a business that you could do either at home or with traveling the world, I'm an affiliate in the trenches. Like I'm the guy who's in the trenches with you. That's why I'm willing to make live videos in the group. You know, most times company like hire a face, right? They hire a face to be that face of the company. I'm that guy. You want to know why? Because my heart, my passion, my desire, my hunger resonates across the board more than an actor or a celebrity could. And that's why people are resonating with it, because it's me. It is real. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've struggled so much. I have a struggled past. I was, you know, battling battles since I was 16 to 32. I had tragedies year after year. I was broke in every sense of the word. I was homeless twice. You know, I was a drug addict for 16 years. I dealt with depression, anxiety, stress. But when I made a decision that I owned my chaos in my life, my reality, that I could change it, it started to change. And I worked hard on myself, not my job. I created a relationship with God, so I had this power within me. And you know what? I found a project that was bigger than my problems. And when I focused on that every single day, my project, not my problems, then all of a sudden my problems seemed to disappear and my project began to flourish. So if you're watching this, whether it's live right now and you're here, I'm just like you. I want to work, live, and travel the world. I want freedom. I want to have freedom with my family and my friends, and I want to have financial freedom and time freedom. That's what I want as an individual. So I know that you want the same thing. But beyond that, I want to be happy. I want to believe in something if I do it. I want to know that it's good for others. I want to believe in it. I don't want to just sell garbage or trash just to make a couple bucks. You know what I mean? And all of us have had to see that and experience it. I think that's where I first told Paulo, I was like, dude, you're
tell him about that.
I go, you're a world-class marketer. And I'm on your list, dude. When are you going to stop marketing garbage? And I go, you should look, because he saw my cover photo. And I teach people how to build their business on Facebook, because one thing I did is I started with no money and I built $1 million business leveraging Facebook. But I saw him, he looked at my cover photo and he opted in. I'm like, Paulo just opted in? So I messaged him. And you know, some people are too busy. They don't message anybody. I messaged him right away because he's my friend. I've never tried to pitch him ever. I've never asked him to sign up in my business. And I didn't ask any leaders because I wasn't ready. But when he did that, I was ready. And I said to him, when are you going to stop marketing garbage? And you should take a look at Heal. It can change your life. You could get the finances that you're looking out of it. I know he's accustomed to earning $1,000 a day. I said, you can start off. We're going to get there. And we're going to go way beyond that. And it's a legacy movement. So he says, I'll take a look. And then I think it was a few days later, he's like, look, I have never seen a community like this in my life. The dashboard because he messaged me, he goes, Steven, how did this happen? I'm making money already. You know, and he's like, he was kind of like, wait, what's going on? This dashboard. Because I think he knew me, but he didn't know what we had created. He just knew the community, but he saw the dashboard. He sees the videos. He sees the commerce engine, the money. He sees the capability, the leads, the names coming through. And as a marketer, he starts to check all these boxes that he needs to build a real business. I'm not going to speak for you, but I mean, I feel like in many ways, he was so hopeful of something like this in his life, but he never expected it to come through me. And what was cool about it is for all of you to keep this in mind. Over the past 5 years, there's a video that I made, and some of you have never even seen it. It's called Love. And it's like this little meditation. I'm not a meditation expert by any means. I couldn't meditate ever, but I sat there and I made a meditation on love. And he watched it 3 years ago. He made a comment on it on the original video. He's like, Steven, brother, this really helped me. 3 years ago, I could have been like all panicky, like I need to try to sign him up. I didn't say a word. And I was hopeful that he would look at it. But over time, with extended value, he came back. And it was the right timing for him because he wanted something real, that was reliable, that would last him, that he could believe in, that would help other people. And ultimately, he knew he needed to hit his financial temperature. Okay, a guy like this, and many of you, you need to earn $10,000 a month. I understand that. Or more, 30,000, whatever your number is, $1,000 a day. And some of you are different. You're right where I was. My whole goal when I had no money is to earn $100 a day. So I simplified it, but I made it renewable. Renewable means it has to happen the next day. So it's Monday, right? I got to earn $100 today. Then it's Tuesday. I got to earn $100 today. Then Wednesday. So each day I had to do it. That required me to take action. Before I set a goal that was $3,000 a month. It's a big difference. Now, it might not seem like it because on the surface, it sounds like the same amount of money. The difference is this. When your goal is $3,000 for the month, you might procrastinate until the last week. But see, when it's $100 a day, there was no day off. That $100 a day was survival. I could not eat or sleep that night. And there was nights. I lost my phone. I didn't have a Airbnb to stay because I had no money. But I started this business with $1.71. I have a bank statement shot. I was kind of struggling to get money out of an ATM, and I was willing to over withdraw it. I wasn't able to. I didn't have a backup savings account. I didn't have a backup credit card. My credit was shot. It was less than 400. I've transformed my entire life from my credit to nearly 800 now, to never being able to buy a car, to buy 2 cars, to never having enough money, to having now, there's 20 people in this house, you know, in and out, eating food, enjoying beautiful time together, working together, lifting up each other. So I've had a transformation personally, you know, physically, financially, emotionally, spiritually. And it's because I focused on the person that I'm describing, the person that wants to earn $100 a day, the person that wants to earn and needs to earn $1,000 a day. All I did was focus on them. Like, what do they need? How can I deliver it? And every day was a common question to me. What does Alex need? How can I deliver it? Lance, what does Lance need? How can I deliver? Junior, how can I deliver what you need? And that's why my philosophy and my mission is share your dream with us and we'll show you how to achieve it. And those of you that are brand new, I just like, last thing, I have a box behind me. It was just my birthday. And I asked everyone, all I want for my birthday is you to write down your dream in your handwriting and mail it to me. That way I get a chance to read it. And I read these dreams. And I haven't even read them all yet, but I'm sitting there like, Michelle's dream is to be able to provide her teenagers a better life. Now, when I know that, it's a little bit different because then I'm in her dream, her space. And I started to read everybody's dreams. And you want to know what? More fire, more passion, more purpose, more vision came alive inside of me. Because then now I got hundreds and then thousands of other people's dreams that I can help create. And we do this in a simple way: content, community, commerce. That's the whole business model. Content, community, commerce. There's nothing else to it. It's as easy as you could ever ask for with a business. You sign up, it's very simple. It takes 5 minutes to go all in, less than that. You get an email, you log into your back office. You go there, there's images, like a little kid can play a game. There's images that say marketing. Hit the marketing button, it opens up the websites that we created, the videos that we created, all the content, and then you start to share it with other people. You bring in people to the community. The second element, the community works for you. All you do is introduce someone in the community. That's literally all you do. Two things.
That's huge. I was gonna say talk about community, but keep talking. Yeah, that's a huge element of the.
You share your story and you introduce people, and then the community comes to build them up with you. You don't have to babysit people. They come in, and in fact, people don't come to us because they're needy. They come to us because we equip them with what they need to succeed. And they're like, oh, I got it now. I can go make it happen. And then it's the commerce engine, because the commerce is connected to everything. And we did something brand new that I didn't see really any companies doing. And we said, for our affiliates, we're going to pay them on everything for a lifetime. You bring a customer to this community, they're coded to you for life. And if you remember what I said, I mean it, because I'm the guy who got burned. And that was my declaration. That's why I brought my family in on the business. My mom, my brother, my family, because I meant it. And with Heal, even if it was a shirt, we pay you a commission on it. If it's a digital product, there's a commission, tangible product, the live events. We wanted to make sure that you got paid on everything, because this was my past. I would go to an event. I would bring people. They would pay money. They would buy merchandise there. I didn't get any money, but I knew that was the company's machine to make the money. And I just felt like, can we just share this? Like, can it be for everybody? So that's our model. Content, community, commerce. It's working incredibly well. We're growing exponentially. I know a lot of people are looking at this. They're curious. They're wondering. And I already feel like if people join now, they're going to have a kind of a kickstart, because we're rolling things out. And every week, every day, we're getting better and better. And some won't. They're going to watch for 6 months or a year. Guaranteed in a year from now, we have hundreds of thousands of active affiliates. And then they're like, oh, why didn't I join last year? Because I can already see this happen in motion, because we got so many people like you, Alex, like Paulo, like a lot of you who are watching this, and we have a great team. So I'll pause there.
Yeah, rock on, brother, rock on. Yeah, it's like that train that picks up speed and you won't be able to catch it. It's going to be a bullet train by 2020 is going to be amazing, guys.
Yes.
With your vision, with your implementation. That's what I like all the suggestions that I give, all the suggestions that Paula gives, any other leader, Michael Mansell, any other leader, you guys like don't ignore, because a lot of companies, and you've been in that shoes as well, you've been an affiliate, they just like dismiss it, like, oh, we know better, just because we've been doing business for 20 years, and you only been in the space for 12 years, or whatever the other reason is. So yeah, I love that fact that you guys, like, we have this mastermind going on, the online stuff going on all the time, with suggestions, updates from the company, from you guys. That's awesome. So I think the time is to really, if you guys, like, for everybody who's here on this Zoom call right now, first of all, take opportunity to ask questions while we have Steven in the house. Literally. And ask whatever the questions you have to ask him. But what I'm going to tell you is this. If you want 2020 to be really like the best year you had in a while, or maybe ever, it's time to lock arms with Heal. It's time to get all in. It's time to get, full speed ahead with, the message. The community is absolutely amazing. And like, type in the chat if you're in those Facebook groups. Like, I never seen a community that's such a supporting community. Like welcoming every single member. Like, because you see what happens. People come, they go online to supplement their income, right? To learn how to create income from home. But at the same time, what you find is a lot of people, what they find also as a byproduct something else, a sense of belonging to a community, to something, bigger than themselves, that something they don't get in the workplace, something they don't get where they live. For example, they live in a small town, they don't know anybody, they just don't talk to any neighbors. They don't get that, you know, in the real life, if you will. So, and that's why people stick forever. You know, people stick around forever, which means they get the value that they get, but you also get value that you get. You know what I mean? So it's a win-win situation. So it's time to, you know, lock arms and get busy. You know, get busy with the, you know, sharing the message of heal. You know.
Yeah, and you know what's fascinating about this right now? I just realized Melissa is here live. And just to go a little bit further about what this community is all about, because Melissa's here. She lives in Australia. She's South African. We met her about a month ago, and a little less than that, in California. Her niece, Chanel, literally is with us now.
She's here.
She's here making us waffles, literally, like right now, right here. And because we kind of like adopted her into our family. And, you know,
I'll take two, please.
They're so good, dude. I just had a bite. Yeah. I mean, look at this. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, can you see this?
Oh, let me blow it up.
Like, that is, look at this. Wow. I don't know what's on there. This is like some sort of whipped cream and syrup and blueberries.
Good to me.
So, you know, because Melissa's here, like, that's a little bit different with community. It wasn't like she was stuck in the airport and customs said that she couldn't go back to Australia, that she would have to buy a new flight and go to South Africa. We're like, dude, just come. You're already here in America. Just come and hang with us. So my mom and my stepsisters like, come, and they went and grabbed her, and then, you know, now she's part of our family.
Awesome.
Yes.
Good to have you here.
Community. So yeah, I just want to share it because it's always beyond the business. And yeah, whatever questions I can answer, if anyone has them, I'm grateful to be here. And thank you.
We get all the pancakes like those at the next event. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex, you and I, we've been looking for something for what, like 3 years now?
Hold on, Paul. Can you speak up a little? Hold on.
Oh, sorry, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You and I, we've been looking online for a company to plant our flags for how long now? Would you say like 2-3 years maybe now?
I would say, 2-3 years. Yeah.
We've got it, man. I mean, we've got the CEO of Field right here, sitting here, being so transparent, sharing his heart. I mean, do you guys resonate with Steven? First of all, Steven, I just want to say thanks for being here, man. Because you've been talking. He's been on lives the whole day. This man's just a machine.
It doesn't stop.
So I just want to say that this company really takes a holistic approach. That he doesn't just talk about money. He talks about so many other things. He talks about healing. This company, look, called Heal. And here I am after surgery, and I'm healing, and they are helping me. In the case of Chanel, look, she could not go back to Australia, and this man here, this company, helped her with a house, and she's staying here with us. I've never been part of a company like this, Steven. So I just want to say personally, man, that I'm blessed to be here, and I want to thank you personally. And I hope you guys just see through this man that this is not just about currency, but more about people. You know, so that's all I've got for now.
Thank you, brother.
Amen, Paula. Yeah.
Good to meet you, Arthur. Good to meet you. Good to see you, Lance.
See, if you guys have any questions, now is the time. The main man is here. Hey,
let's do this. Yeah, I'm fired up for next year because we're gonna release some events. I got a lot of experience with doing events. I don't like boring, just sit around, no energy. I like energy, and I like happiness, and I like people, you know, to be able to really like be high on life. Like literally high on life. And I know how that happens. There's this formula for that. And it's a combination of different things. It's your physiology, you know, how you are in the physical to be in peak performance. And it's a combination of things. So when those synergize and they come into the same place, people leave events and they're like, what? Did this all just happen? And that's my vision, is to create those things that I've experienced in my past and to make them, every event gets better and better, to do these at some cool places all over the world. You know, I just traveled the last 2 years, which I started with $1, and I traveled to 28 different countries. See, my goal was $100 a day, but I'll tell you, you all know this, right? When you hit $100 a day, what do? Well, I got to figure out how to double this. And then you get to that point where I got to earn $1,000 a day. And I remember I got Keith and his wife, Jamie, here. And I remember the very first time we did over $10,000 in a day. And then when you hit that, you're like, wait, hold on. That was fun. Felt really good. And then you're like, all right, how can we experience this over and over? Because what I started to realize is that all these affiliates, their lives were getting better. Then I was getting the messages like, hey, I'm able to like travel now like you are, or I'm able to pay off this bill, or I'm able to do something financially. And I feel like next year we're going to have these events that are going to be the best events that anyone has ever done in this industry ever, because of a combination of things. Number one is timing. Everyone's hungry for it. It's a brand new decade, a lot of experience, but it's going to be a passion-filled movement. We're going to help a lot of people, because some people are going to come broken and others are going to come thriving, and we're going to bring them together as a family does and elevate everybody. I always love the thought that, a family like puts a bowl in the middle and everyone throws in what they got, right? And then that way you can share what one another has versus you feeling like left out because you don't have something. And, I encourage you to go to our events, because, I'm telling you now in advance, they're going to be phenomenal. And if you're an affiliate, you can help us fill the seats and get paid a commission for that. So
here's why. This is my personal opinion from my experience being online and offline for like over a decade now. Money, because in the beginning we're all attracted to money, big numbers on screen, big numbers, big commission checks, and this is why it's so different, guys, because I don't think like in any of the capture pages that I saw that Paula showed me, I saw like, hey, make $10,000 a month, make $100,000 a month, which we all did in the past, right, in different companies. But this is what exactly attracted me, and I think this is what creates this glue that glues this community together, because it doesn't attract, because usually the money messages attract the wrong kind of crowd. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if they don't make that money, I don't know, next week, tomorrow, in 2 weeks, they're gone, right? So I think we're attracting the right people. And this kind of messaging, also obviously with the epic events that you're gonna do, and the travel, the lifestyle sales better than anything else, which took me about maybe 5 or 6 years to realize, to understand, because I'm a numbers guy. I'm attracted to big numbers. I'm attracted to like whatever, traffic sources, conversions, all the boring stuff that most people are not attracted to. And I could never understand why the people that were not preaching the message of money, they were preaching the message of transformation, freedom, lifestyle, travel, being happy, are having a lot more success usually than people that, I don't know, flashing the checks like I used to. I think we're all guilty of that, Paul. You know what I mean? Like we all had to grow up as entrepreneurs. And I see people that don't necessarily talk about the money. Money is there, right? You see it in the lifestyle. Like no one travels to 26 countries, having a full-time job, living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Point blank, right? So being able to have this type of time freedom, money freedom, travel freedom allows you obviously to elevate your happiness level to the next level, which becomes contagious to other people who kind of like looking from the sides, sitting on the fence, maybe like this, and they're like, wow, maybe it is for real. Yeah. And then they keep seeing the same message coming from different countries, you are traveling the world, and like, wow, he's actually walking the walk. He's not just talking the talk. You know what I mean, bro? So I think that's what's attractive. That's what creates this glue and really creates a big company with a lot of happy people. I don't want to call them reps or affiliates or distributors. I would say you want to call them probably family members, because we all travel together, we're having fun, and while we're having fun, we also make money that provides for this kind of lifestyle. So that's my observations.
Spot on, brother. I see John Ford. What are the various buy-in levels? To go all in right now, it's $350. If you sign up right now, super simple. So there's a product called VIP, very important passenger. So it's the concept of traveling, going on an adventure together. And when someone gets access to that, they get access to hundreds of different videos. Some of them teach people how to build a business, but it's a variety of things: health, wealth, love, happiness, faith, family, fun. So whether it's motivation or inspiration, because we need that. So we create sections in there so people can just watch something that motivates them or inspires them, or a relaxation channel so they can relax and chill and you know, disconnect a little bit. And then it goes in with fitness or food and you know, basics of that. So there's a solid foundation for that. So it can kind of help different people achieve different things, which is really important, because personal and professional development are important with every element that we have in our life. So we create that foundation for people. And then there's a course called Big Profile Profits, which help people, you know, build their business on Facebook without an ad budget or any sort of advertising, you know, involved, where you're just using your personal profile to build your powerful brand. And, you know, that's something that I had to use, because when I started, I didn't have any money. So, you know, I just felt like this would be something that everyone can learn from. And even what I've found out is some of the marketers who have lists and do a lot of advertising, when they made a couple tweaks with their profile, their income increased big time. And they're like, wait, I didn't even know I had people here that I could make money on. And then the next one is an I Am challenge. It's a 21-day emotional mastery challenge to help people overcome doubt or insecurity or stress or anxiety, just to be emotionally strong. So right now we've created a foundation, and I'm well aware that for many people, that's not enough money. So they're like, wait, I need a big ticket. I want to, you know, the ability to earn more income. I know that. And the reason was I wanted to build something solid, and every structure that's solid has to have a foundation. So a lot of companies, I noticed this, what they would do is they would rush and they would like, all right, we got to do another product and we got to get them out there, but there was no value to it. It was just a dollar sign. So when we're going to launch in next week, next Tuesday, actually, it'll be $1,000 product called Business Class. And this will be the most powerful $1,000 product that's ever been launched on the internet. It won't just be me. It will be a combination of different speakers, different trainers, different teachers on different topics to help people have a transformation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to learn things from people that I don't know how to do. And I'm going to learn from the best. And I'm going to show that in an interactive way for others. And I'm going to teach the things that I'm best at, like, you know, public speaking, to give people the foundation of that, whether they need to speak on stage or doing a video or presentation or creating copy. But it's a transformational product. And so when we release that next Tuesday on the 10th, we're going to do a pre-launch of it that it will be available at a discounted price through the rest of this month to help people. And then starting at the end of the month, it'll be $997. Then next year in 2020, we'll release our first event. I'll just tell you now, when I go to the first event on the stage is where we release first class, which will, you know, in a plane, you're basically in coach. Then you go to business class. Then you go to first class. Then you fly private. And that's how our products are laid out. So people are moving their way up to where they're like all in, world class, first class, private, flying private around the world. So that's the concept that we're with. And it's really powerful how people are really resonating with this right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I always say, keep it simple. One of my mentors, like back in 2008, told me, which I did not understand the message back then. He said, Alex, simplify to duplicate, complicate to constipate. And I was like, what the hell did he just say? And then now I get it. So
Yeah.
the simpler you make it for people, the more duplication you're gonna get, the more success stories you're gonna create, point blank. So I like the structure. I like it. I like the interface. Very easy to understand. It's logical. Everything is in the right place. And it's very simple, guys. Once you join, it's literally like initially you don't even have to think. Like you can just copy and paste like marketing material. Like this is how I launch. Like on my Facebook, I just literally just copied launch message, and then I obviously created a couple of videos and stuff like that, and started talking to people. But it's very simple. It's all in here. All the products are in there. You got digital products, you got physical products, you got all the team stuff in here as well, where you can see who is upgrading, who is getting which products. You also have tracking for those people that want to drive lots of traffic. There's obviously additional funnels you guys are working on and all that good stuff. That's going to be happening shortly. But basically, all your automation, all your tracking is in here if you want to set it up. But if you want to keep it simple, just stick to marketing here. You get capture pages. For me, like CP4 and CP1 converts the best, depending on the traffic source. Also, this is honestly, I have not used this. I should have used this. There's another video somewhere that I saw Paula use, but I haven't used it yet.
Yeah, five for everyone watching this, it's something real different. But what I think is in the future, this will be more of a common capture page. It's a deep video. I mean, I made this video right after my best friend died, and it was a crazy time for me. But that video has had so many people, like, they watch that. If that resonates with them, they're all in immediately. Like, they're like, this is exactly what I've always been looking for. Because that's a very different style capture page, sales page. Number 5 right there too. Yeah. So go ahead.
Right on, bro. So yeah, definitely. I saw the video, but I haven't used this in marketing yet. So we got the contest going on as well, which is somewhere on the dashboard, I believe. Somewhere
right there at the top. Yeah.
So we kind of like neck to neck with Michael Mansell and Paula.
Wow! Look at this.
Lots of opportunities, obviously, for everybody to run. I mean, it's broken. Top 15 people getting paid, basically, is, I believe, right, Steven?
Yeah, top 15 get paid. We just got started in this, so even if you started right now and you had, you put a little bit of effort into it and to begin with, and we're consistent throughout the month, I mean, it's wide open. So like, we just want to really set the stage for 2020. And instead of kind of saying, oh, it's the holidays, we'll start it up on 2020. I was like, let's finish this month strong and let's give away $10,000, just, boost up things a little bit as we go into a new year. Cause it's the end of a decade. And I personally don't want to finish this decade like blah, blah, blah. I want to finish this decade strong because I have had so many things happen in this decade, from the worst things ever to the best things ever. And I just want to finish strong. And so that's why we're excited about, Alex, it looks like you're crushing it. You're on another level, brother.
For now, at least, because there's lots of obviously talented people on the leaderboard. So, and it's only beginning of the month. So, but hey, I wouldn't mind taking spot number 1.
Well, it's cool because you are number 2 and the person you brought in is number 1. So in theory, if you were to look at that as a big picture thing right now, you are certainly the one who's put in the most, like you're crushing it every sense of the word. So we're excited for you, brother.
It's all good. But like I said, guys, like, community is awesome. If you want to build 2020 is honestly, I think if you really put effort right now, we're in the beginning of December, because I know the power of residual payments. I know the power of community. I know the power of real products, like transformational products. Because back in the day, and I don't want to mention company names, back in the day, for me, my breakthrough happened after I was spinning my wheels for like 2008, 2009, 2010, like 3 years, until the first company came around. My mentor told me, go to the event. I had all sorts of excuses. I was afraid of flying. I had fear of flying. My credit cards were maxed out. My wife did not support my entrepreneurial spirit, if you will, because she didn't see any success yet, right? She just saw lots of failure. I was failing like like every single company I was joining, and I joined a lot of companies. I joined probably like over 20 companies, and I was failing. But I listened to my mentor back in the day, and he told me, Alex, you need to go to an event. And I'm like, well, I cannot because it's my birthday and I'm afraid of flying, and my wife doesn't support my business, blah, blah, blah. Like all the excuses that are in the book or every single entrepreneur faces. But then I woke up one day and I made a decision, right? In the moment of, like, who said that's Tony Robbins? In the moment of a decision, that's when your
destiny is shaped.
Your destiny is shaped, correct. Thank you. And that's exactly what happened. I drove from New York to Atlanta in a car for 20 hours. I had my transformation, my breakthrough in 3 days of the event. I came back a different person. That's what my wife, Anna, told me. I came back a transformed person, right? With a different look in my eyes, or maybe different vision. I don't know what it was. It's been a while. But she saw the difference. She saw the change. And the rest was history. That was my breakthrough because of that culture, that company, and that vision, and the breakthrough that I had. And I was able to ditch my 9 to 5, and every 3 months I was doubling my income. I had like another fear that we face is fear. Like, it sounds weird to a lot of people that haven't achieved success online yet, is fear of success.
Yeah.
There is such a thing, and I never could understand that. Like, fear of success, just like, if I'm making money, like, why would I be afraid, right? But there's such a thing as fear of success. What people are gonna think about you? They're gonna get jealous or whatever, right? Like, and what happened was, I was facing that fear, and I was like, for me to go full time in this industry, I needed to replace my full time job income, which was like $12,000. Then I have to buy health insurance, because we don't get that. We don't have a boss, right? So when I confronted that company owner, and I was like, well, I want to be full-time, but in order for me to be full-time, because I got kids to feed, right, I need to make at least $12,000 per month. And to me, it was such a huge number. I put it over here. Like, I'm here. Let me make myself bigger on screen. So I put myself here, down here, but the 12,000 I put like all the way up here, right? So there was this gap that I needed to fill, and I could not comprehend, how can I do this from home on my laptop? And he looked at me and he's like, Alex, how much do you need to make 12,000 per month? He's like, that's nothing. Like 12,000 per month is like equivalent of toilet paper. Those are the words that he told me. Okay. And I was like, really? So that paradigm shift that happened in my subconscious mind, I guess, that $12,000, it's not really like $12 million. It's only $12,000, right? That I need to make per month in order for me to go full time. And this is exactly what happened. I had that mind shift. I came back, I started taking more action, more consistent action in my business. And I reached that goal in 90 days by the next event.
Yeah.
Right? And then every single event after that, I doubled my income until like I was making like 3 times more money than I was making on my job. And I was like asking my wife's permission, like, hey, can I ditch this job already? I'm wasting my time. I'm making 3 times more money from home. And then now I need to go on a train and like every single day waste 2 hours on a train, don't have to be on a job for 8 to 10 hours every day. Like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm making more money than anybody in my department over there, So yeah, that was my story, right? Maybe you had similar story. I don't know. Maybe you had, I think Paula had something similar. we kind of come with a similar background, like some publishing companies, right? Yeah, I don't know if he told you that story or not, but similar background. But anyways, the power of transformation is real, people. Like, it's real. It happens. You know, all you have to do is believe in yourself a little bit, because we believe in everybody, that anybody can do it. There's no like discrimination. Like, it doesn't matter what country you're coming from, doesn't matter what language you speak. You can do it if you just surround yourself with like-minded people. You plug in into the right community, right system that's gonna lift you up and help you achieve what you want to achieve. That's my message to you. So if this resonates with you, get back to whoever invited you to this meeting, ask them for the link to heal, and get all in. And that's literally all you have to do, and it takes 5 minutes. And once you do, join the Facebook group, meet some cool new people, and hang out with us on the next live or mastermind, and have fun. Don't overcomplicate simple message.
Yeah, just keep it simple. I mean, the whole that's why I said the business model is super simple. So if it's content, community, commerce, we've created all those. All you have to do is show up hungry with a dream, and then take action consistently towards it. So wherever you are, find your place, not Alex's, not mine, not Paulo's, find your place. But it's been a decade, 10 times more is what you can achieve, but you have to get around the right people. In your last circle, you maybe didn't hit your financial goal because you weren't in the right circle. Okay, if you get in the right circle, which we've created for you, look, it's a circle, and you get in it now, okay, and come in and integrate with us, and 10 times your goal, your dream, your vision, because you dream bigger, because you deserve more, and you can achieve more. And I think that that's what we're helping people do. Believe again, dream again, and receive bigger than ever before. So we're grateful to have you. This is going to be an exciting, this run is going to be phenomenal. That we're going to end this year super strong. We're going to start off next year, and we're going to hit the ground running. If you're here, you want to be here to make money, there is no better make money online opportunity. I studied this space diligently, effortlessly since Craigslist days when I was doing webinars. I would go and get a phone verified account to get leads on Craigslist. I mean, this is where I learned. And I would do a webinar, and the guy who hired me said, "Steven, I'll give you $100 a webinar. You can do 2 a week, and I want you to introduce me." And I said, "All right, cool." And I sat there in a suit and a tie, pushed up against the wall with a bright light on my face, and I would introduce him. He'd pay me $100. I'm like, this is weird. He goes, "Just smile." And then about 10 times into it, he said, "Now I want you to do the webinar." And that's how I learned. And he just said, keep smiling and keep talking and don't worry about messing up. You can do it. And every time I felt so weird, like I just felt like I didn't know what to say and I was horrible at doing it. But he kept saying the same thing. Just keep smiling, keep showing up, and you can do it. Well, I helped that company generate $2 million, and I got hooked on that lifestyle. And that was back over a decade ago. And I studied this space ever since then, because when that company sold, I never wanted to go back to my regular job, because I sat in a cubicle. I had to smile and dial. I did valet. I did pizza delivery. I tried managerial jobs at restaurants or at hotels. I was trying everything. I was miserable with all of them. I always felt trapped. I had this entrepreneurial spirit inside of me. But I made this mistake thinking that as an entrepreneur for so long, I had to do everything on my own. And that was my big mistake. What I didn't realize is it didn't have to be perfect. I could just show up as I was. I could share my story as who I am today. People would resonate with it. And then this community started to build, and we started to help each other. And then you know what's so cool about it? Business today is different than it ever was. You don't need a bunch of money, and you don't even need a lot of time. You could just spend a couple hours a day and just plug it in, watching some videos, sharing some links, learning a new skill set, building it up to where you get to where you're like, this is the best decision of my life. I can work, live, travel the world. You could live, look at this map behind us. You could live anywhere in in the world. You could live in Indonesia, Bali. You could live in Bora Bora. I mean, you could live in the Maldives. You could live anywhere with a laptop and a computer, but you really do need a business that has substance. Because if you go and risk it all, you want to make sure that the company's there to do it all with you. And that's what our stamp of approval. We're going to do it with you. So you go wherever you want in the world, and we're going to show up there with you and help you achieve your goals and your dreams.
Amen, brother. Amen, brother. If you guys have no more questions, thank you for taking your time to hang out with everybody here. And I guess we'll meet you on the top of the world, on the beaches of the world, or some exotic locations. So the next event is, I believe, is in January, February, tentatively.
It's going to be a little later. The date we wanted wasn't available, so we're trying to come on, are you available? So we'll announce it as soon as we can.
Sounds good, brother. Sounds good. Can't wait for the first event of 2020. So I think it's a wrap. I'm gonna pause the recording. If you guys want to use this in your marketing, by all means. The call to action is simple. Get back to whoever invited you to this video, get together with them, ask them for the link, get all in, and plug in into the Facebook group. That's all you have to do initially, your first 24 hours. Very simple steps. And with that, love you guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys.
See you soon.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.